training from R.J. Reynolds. Now, for those famous words in motorsports, John, let's do it.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Starting them up. Here we go. Let's give them a round of applause. The late models in the Fastrip Food Stores Noble 75. That was hard. That was hard work.
Hey, guys.
Thank you, sir.
See you at the trophy, man.
Well, folks, we're back, and Time Warner Cable's presentation of racing here at Mesa Marin Raceway. We've given you the introductions. We'll go ahead and go through them again. Dave Phipps and Jason Small, and number 4, Jason Small, number 74, Dave Phipps. To get things going, but Kevin Vernon. You know, you've got these guys are used to driving out here, and they're lining up 2 by 2 right now. So we'll see what happens here, but Jason Small may be a little tentative too. You know, the problem with being tentative is you've got a 98 and a 99 behind you that were probably the fastest 2 times. And we're going to see as the Haddad pace car pulls off, Dave Phipps and Jason Small, Kevin Vernon and Tim Huddleston. Cars are forming up. Bumping a little bit. Small gets bumped. The green flag's going to drop. And Dave Phipps pulls out with no competition. So it's Phipps and Vernon. Small gets spun out. So a tough way to start this race. That start was perhaps one of the ugliest ones I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, I don't quite know if that was the prettiest start I've ever seen. But, hey, you know, yeah, at least we got most of the cars in pieces here. The problem with that is, God, Sean Calderwood, who qualified with second fast time with a 19.018, is now looking like he's in trouble there. Big problems there. It's a dodge of injure. 1 to go. Lights are out on the Haddad pace car, and Dave Phipps and Jason Small. Let's keep a look on those guys, because Jason Small and Dave Phipps, you know, Jason Small's a young kid. And see, what's happening is Phipps is driving high up into that line, and Small doesn't want him to go up there. And so Small's going to drop down on him. It's a benefit to be higher and higher up there. Phipps is going to take off. Small gasses it up too, and that's a better restart for all parties. And Jason Small's got body parts failing all over the place. And he pulls out, he gets loose, and so does Greg Voigt behind him. Voigt gets on the brakes and sticks on the brakes. As Dave Phipps, Kevin Vernon, Frank Adamo, and Jimmy Watkins go 1 through 4. Tim Huddleston pulls into 5th. So Phipps, who lives in Simi Valley in that Chevy Monte Carlo Chatsworth Competition Machining Center, the Republic Group, leads for the first 2 laps. I really think that there are some problems with that number 4. I think he's got a tire that's went down, and he's got the whole bumper system is just totally messed up on that car. That may have happened when he was banging with Phipps. It actually probably happened over in turn 2 when he got spun around. Well, we'll see what happens here, because Frank Adamo was very, very fast in the trophy dash, and so was Jimmy Watkins. Watkins is going to give him enough room to race. But you've got 7 cars there. Dave Phipps, back to Kevin Vernon. We might as well talk a little bit about these guys. Vernon out of Bakersfield, a 2-time track champion in the Ted Davidson Equipment Sales, Action Towing. Vernon pulls beside Phipps, looks to the inside. Vernon, as we were saying, Ted Davidson Equipment Sales, Action Towing, Bakersfield Travelodge North, EDS Racing Engines, DeWars Fine Candies, Performance Graphics, Chevrolet Monte Carlo. And Phipps gets shuffled back from first to fourth as Vernon gets past him, and the 98 and the 99, the two fast qualifiers out there. But Vernon's car, as long as we don't have any yellows, Kevin Vernon has got the car there. He also is running on tires that aren't, at least when he first was talking to us, Vernon said that he was running on tires that have a few laps on it. So it's Vernon still, but he's got guys all over him. Small just has big problems. Big problems for your points leader. We could see a big pickup from Frank Adamo and from Kevin Vernon tonight if they get any closer. Small currently in dead last. Dead last for Jason Small, and his handling problems are just shot. His crew does not know what to do. Their hands are in the air. NASCAR is keeping an eye on that number 4 car to see if anything flies off, because now he's got the leaders behind him. Now is where they'll really scrutinize him and look at him. He's in last place. It doesn't matter too much exactly. And see, that's a great job. Great job by Jason Small. He knows he's not going to be in the race. Let these guys go by. Kevin Vernon actually let up. You can see Vernon's front end pop up. And all he had to do was let his front end pop up. And Frank Adamo in the number 98 is going to pull right beside him. Adamo out of Maricopa in the Community Recycling Chevrolet Monte Carlo. Watkins wants to go right underneath him too. And Community Recycling has made a sandwich of Kevin Vernon. Community Recycling Western Hard Hat Mechanics Wear. Frank Adamo currently in the lead, followed by Vernon, the 98, leading and passing cars already. 12 laps into the race, they're passing cars. Something's going on here. You've got the fast and you got the not so fast, and they are blazing around these guys like nobody's business. Roger Meers Jr. currently running in 5th in an HBS Plumbing Chevrolet Monte Carlo. Meers Jr. out of the Bakersfield area, a very familiar racing name here in Bakersfield. Bobby Aldrich gets up into the wall. Aldrich trying to fire it back up. I see it moving a little bit, not enough. Yellow flag's gonna come out. And we are 15 laps in the books in the Fastrip Food Store, 75. No bull, 75. Giving you the top 5, Frank Adamo in the number 98. Community Recycling, Western Hard Hat Mechanics Wear, followed by the 19 of Kevin Vernon. The 99 of Jimmy Watkins in the Community Recycling Mechanics Wear Chevy Monte Carlo. The 50 of Tim Huddleston. Huddleston has a new sponsor on board, Team California RV, Ford Thunderbird. JGM Engineering, Mike Charette and Agora Self-Storage. Huddleston out of Agora Hills. Stepping up was Team California RV. California RV sales stepping up to the plate. And the owners of Team California RV are here tonight. And the car maybe hasn't been the same since then. At least he's out there running. At least he's out there running. If he finishes, he won't lose the points lead. But Frank Adamo and Kevin Vernon, currently 2nd and 3rd, setting themselves up for a lot of success. As the restart shows, Frank Adamo gasses it up, and Vernon is all over the backside of him. But the money, from up here at least, has got to be on Jimmy Watkins in that fast Community Recycling car right on the tail of Kevin Vernon. Vernon, you can see as Vernon comes out, Vernon is drifting up high, and the biggest thing there is the tire wear. Vernon, if he is running, and he does get past, if Vernon is running old tires, like he said, trying to save some for the end, he's not going to be able to hang with the 98 and the 99, as those guys definitely have tire management at its most effective point. And Frank Adamo is just pulled out to a 5-car length lead over his teammate, Jimmy Watkins. Vernon looking for some problems. Huddleston is looking to the inside of Vernon. Vernon is real loose. And going past him also on the inside is Roger Meers Jr. just trying to follow Huddleston right along. The battle right there, we're not showing it, but we wish we could. There we go. For third, fourth, and fifth. Let's keep it on there. And watch that as Tim Huddleston and Roger Meers Jr. are battling themselves. And they went right around. Oh, and Vernon and Meers are going to get right past Huddleston. Huddleston, I don't know if it was a rookie mistake or if Meers did get into the backside of him. But now Bradshaw is going to get into the side of him. Holtz is going to go past him. Huddleston may be a little bit upset there, but he's got to remember, hey, we've got a lot more laps of racing, 52 more laps to go, and he can catch back up. So Huddleston gets shuffled back. All the way back into what, 12th place? Ninth place. Gets shifted back into ninth. He's going to go under Holtz. Holtz isn't going to let him have it. Dan Holtzen at number 21. Aluminum Body Corporation, Complete Auto Racing School, Spectrate, K&M Auto Body, Ted Davidson Equipment Sales, and Exxon helping out on number 21. Talk a little bit about number 11, Roger Meers Jr. He was looking for big things this season. He started out with a victory and had a few problems throughout the middle of the season, but Meers is currently running in third place. You know, we talk about Dan Holtz, and now he slows down. Spinning there now is the 35 car. That's Rodney Peacher out of North Hills. McKinney Manufacturing, LTR, Kindle Oil, Quality Berry, Fastlane West, Abstract Fiberglass, Chevrolet Monte Carlo. Looks like he's got it refired, but the yellow flag's going to come out. And Holtz has pulled in the pits. Dan Holtz, the number 21, has pulled into the pits. Problems there for the 21 car. Tough break for Dan Holtz. Stepping up and doing the production and sending their whole crew out here, and no place I'd rather be than Mesa Marin Raceway. Watching racing action at its best. You can come out here. We've got a race coming up next week. A lot of racing action as the checkered flag falls and Frank Adamo puts the hammer down. So it's Adamo, Watkins, Roger Meers Jr., and the 19 of Kevin Vernon. Vidovich currently running fifth. Looking for a strong finish tonight. Vidovich, 17-year-old kid out of El Cajon. Huddleston's moved up in front of Phipps. Phipps got problems with that inside part of his car as it's flipping up. The left front quarter panel, problems with that. Jason Small picking off guys left and right. Right behind Branson. Is lap down? He is a lap down. We have found that out. We're going 75 laps in the Fastrip Food Stores. No Bull 75. Flying this one solo. No Barry, no Larry, no Moss. Somewhat solo. I've got a little bit of help up here in the booth. I've got Bugs. I've got Bugs helping me. A lot of things going on here at Mesa Marin as you watch the racing action. Fun time to come out here. It's great weather. You couldn't ask for any better weather to watch car racing here. I mean, it's July 11th, and it has not been over 100 degrees yet. You can't ask for a better time, better place to watch some great racing. Now let's talk a little bit more about, we've got our top three there with Frank Adamo, Jimmy Watkins, and Roger Meers Jr. But you got Kevin Vernon, and right behind him in the 5 car is Augie Vidovich. Vidovich out of Lakeside, California, down by San Diego. Creative Touch Interiors, CarQuest Auto Parts, Bilstein Shocks, Ransom Brothers Lumber Company, No Fears, Spy Optics, See Me Trim Company. The 35 car is going to pull it onto the pits. That's Rodney Peacher. Beecher's been in there once. He's going in again. Guess he didn't get everything fixed. Jason Small is on the move. I don't know if just needed to switch out something on that car. I don't know what they had to do. Small isn't the strongest on the restarts, and so he may have just lost his low-end gear. And he's probably open for no yellow flags. They may have had to manually shift it into the higher gear. Not manually, but with a hammer maybe. Frank Adamo has opened up about a 10-car length lead. Well, actually probably 7 car lengths. Sometimes 10, sometimes 7. Over his engine builder right behind him in second place, that's Jimmy Watkins. Watkins has turned into a heck of a car racer. Watkins, you know, he would never say this, but Watkins is the type guy that he'd rather see it. He'd rather see somebody in front of him just, hey, move out of the way. The yellow flag has slowed things down. It's car number 9. Gary Jenkins getting into the wall, turn 2. Jenkins going to keep the car up high as Stephen Wright, number 33, goes past him. .42 laps in the books. 42. That hurts. We just saw the number 9 car with no front right tire. That's why he was, yeah, he hit probably pretty hard up there. But you know what? You know what probably happened is probably lost that tire and it just strung him up right into the turn. You can see coming right off where the Dodge is where he hit. And on turn 3, I know there's Dodge all over the place, but Dodge, our track sponsor, Haddad Dodge, fire it back up. Car's heating up a little bit, and that'll get you a little air in there. 44 laps in the books. We're going 75 in the Fastrip Food Stores. Noble 75. Your top 5. Vernon just gets around the 53. Problems there. Vinovich gets loose and goes up against the wall. Vinovich was checking up. The problem all started back in turn 4, believe it or not. And what happened is the 63 of Walter Price Sr. checked up and got in front of Vernon. And that started Vernon getting a little loose, and then the cars behind them down the straightaways gassed it up and said, hey, we're gonna catch up. We're gonna try to pass Vernon. Everybody was speeding up, and then Price, who was a few laps down, also got caught up in it and tried to take the inside line, and they may black flag Price. I don't know. Augie was running 5th. That was a great outing for Vinovich. Now that 63, I don't know if they necessarily. 49 laps in the books. We're going to cross 50 when we come back. Well, actually, we are at 50 now. 50 laps in the books. Vinovich got the car back into the pits, and a tough break for Vinovich. We're back to green flag racing, bunching them up, and 25 laps to go. And Fastrip scores Noble 75. Roger Meers Jr. real loose in that number 11. Meers and the 19 of Vernon getting real loose as they come out of turn 4. Vernon's car is actually tightened up a little bit, and that's not as good as it sounds. And we've got problems. I thought I heard a pound. That's Peacher in the 35 and the 53 of Jess Flores. They really banged into each other. You could hear that. We're going to try to get a camera over there and see, as our pit camera was at the other end. Tough break for our guys in the pit crew. They were at the other end covering another story that we were seeing develop, but Fire crew is going to roll, emergency and the ambulance. As we see one of the drivers get out, Peacher gets out of his car. We don't know if Flores is out yet. Peacher is walking, so that's a good sign. Definitely a good sign. There we go. We've got our crew there on a 35. Tough break there. There's Peacher right there in your television camera. We haven't seen Jess Flores yet. Hall ambulance is rolled, and as has the fire safety crew, rolling just as a precautionary incident. Tough break there for both those cars, and that looks like Jess Flores right there. Sitting back there, so with a very fast time, fourth fast time, is Tim Huddleston. Good shot there of Peacher. Good shot of Peacher in the pits. A lot of problems with those with that car. So Adamo, Watkins, Meers, Vernon, Bradshaw. Meers gets into the bottom side of Watkins and gets him loose. Doesn't make a difference. Watkins is coming off the corners and is just floating up high, and Bobby Aldridge is going to pull into the pits again. If you're loose, you're fast. Just got to be able to control it. You don't want to be tight. Loose is not necessarily bad. Steve Wright gets into the high side and gets into it. They're going to get him restarted. Wright's not going to get it restarted. Yellow flag's going to come out. Wright actually gets it restarted. 29 of Greg Voigt. And our NASCAR safety crew is going to have to get out there and clean off the track. Had some dirt up on the track as Steve Wright, Greg Voigt get into it. 61 laps. 61 laps. Steve Wright's going to pull into the pits too. Problems there for the 33 team. Wright out of Alpine, California. Driving the No Fear Spy Gromitz Chevrolet Monte Carlo. Interesting thing about Steve Wright, he was involved with a few guys that wanted to start a t-shirt company at a young age and helped them get financed and started, and the t-shirt company's name was No Fear. So Steve Wright has some of the only No Fear stores, as he was the only guy to believe in the Simo brothers. And that's a company well on its way to doing about $150 million this year in sales. And so Steve Wright, the benefactor, and helped. Wright owns a few of the stores down in the San Diego area, and No Fear is getting real big in Bakersfield, and we're looking for big things from the No Fear folks and Spy Optics. 63 laps in the books. 63 laps. We got 12 more to go. Fastrip Food Store 75. How many people out there think Frank Adamo can do it? What about Jimmy Watkins? Roger Meers Jr. is in third and Kevin Vernon in fourth. Green flag is out and flying. 64 laps in the books. If Meers is going to do anything, he's got to get around Watkins, and Watkins isn't going to make it easy. Charging up there is Jason Small. Small's picking up some points, and that's very helpful to him. I was very worried about the 4-car when he started out. I was not real excited about him, looking the way he is. Nine to go. Frank Adamo just took off and charged to the lead. looks like 67 laps in the books, and I'm going to start heading down to the track as I'm going to have to sift through a lot of people that are waiting to get into the gate. Steve Wright gets back on the track and loses it, driving on the inside. So we're going to let you guys go ahead and call your own race. It's number 98, Frank Adamo, the 99 of Jimmy Watkins, the 11 of Roger Meers Jr., and the 19 of Kevin Vernon. 68 laps in the books, 7 more to go in the Fastrip Food Store 75. No bull. Roger Meers, if he's going to do anything, he's got to get underneath Watkins. It's just not going to work. White flag out. Meers has one more opportunity to do it. Watkins is going to gas her up and pull away. So Frank Adamo, the number 98, Western Well, Community Recycling, Chevrolet Monte Carlo, is going to get the win. Coming in second place is the number 99 of Jimmy Watkins. Third is the 11 of Roger Meers Jr. Fourth place, the 19 of Kevin Vernon. And in fifth, the 13 of Barry Bradshaw. So the points battle gets a little bit tighter tonight as Jason Small runs into problems. Small runs into problems there. Frank Adamo, he doesn't need any help to figure out where he's going here. Adamo's going to pull it on down into victory circle. Frank Adamo, good showing tonight. Frank Adamo with 299 points coming in tonight. 2 poles, 2 wins, 5 top 5s, 6 top 10s. This car was fast tonight. You know, folks, something that happened tonight, it doesn't happen very often, but Crown Motorsports went 1-2. So that has to tell you something about these guys, and they're setting up their cars. Crown Motorsports using Port City chassis, and those Port Cities are there. Let's hear it for your main event winner, Frank Adamo. Frank, let's get over here. He didn't set the parking brake. That's okay. Yeah, who needs a parking brake? You got the win, right?
Yeah, hey, it was a good win for us. The car was on a rail all night long. You know, qualifying was a little bit off, but hey, man, couldn't beat this car tonight.
You know, you were in a points battle with Kevin Vernon. Now you're in a points battle with Jason Small. Small finished a little bit back in the pack. I think he got into the top 10, but you can pick up 20 points on that kid anytime. You can pick up 20 points on anybody. It's a great thing. But this car, this Crown Motorsports car, and your engine builder who was right behind you, was he running tech on you behind you, just kind of seeing how far the RPMs were going up and down, or was he running you pretty clean?
That's okay as long as he takes exhaust temperatures. You know, I don't want him running up in front of us. But hey, I'd like to thank Crown Motorsports and the crew, man. They've done a terrific job. Western Well Service, Bedliner Sales, Mechanics Wear. Hey, without them, we can't do all this. And like I said, Waddy just done an outstanding job on this motor, and his motor runs good. One of these days, he's going to let me have one like his.
Hey, folks, how many people out there picked Frank Adamo to win this race tonight? You know what? I think that they're all cheering now. I think you had a ton of people pulling for you out of Maricopa. A great race tonight. We look for big things from you. And look at this trophy. Let's get on over here. Let's get our folks from Winston in here, too, and Fastrip Food Stores. A great trophy. Winston, NASCAR Winston Racing Series, and a Winston No Bull Fastrip Food Store 75 late model stock car winner, July 11th, 1998, Fred Faulkner from Fastrip. Let's got something to say?
Yeah, I forgot to thank Fastrip Food Stores, man. This is without them, they put on this race, and without them type of people, we won't have racing. So thank you to the fans, and thanks for Fastrip sponsors like that.
Well, since we're talking about Fastrip, Fred, you had fun out there in that 00, didn't you?
I had a lot of fun tonight. It was really great. So I was telling Myron later tonight that I have a greater appreciation for drivers and the pit crews and all the people that work back here in the infield. So, but Frank, what a great race, and I know it's a lot of fun. My next challenge will have to be to race this type of car. But
you know what? I think Frank may let you drive that, right? With the right amount of money, you'll let him drive it, won't you?
I'm sure Tom will let him get her in and take her for a spin, yeah.
Great. Well, anyway, congratulations on behalf of Fastrip and R.J. Reynolds. Thank you.
All righty, John Franny from R.J. Reynolds. John, final words from you. You have fun tonight?
I always have fun here. This is a great place.
All righty, folks, let's give a round of applause to Fastrip and R.J. Reynolds for all the support tonight. And Frank Adamo, your main event winner in the Fastrip Food Stores Noble 75. Folks, we'll be opening up the gate in just a moment. We're going to try to keep the cameras rolling here, if that's okay. And we're going to go try to talk to a few of these drivers since we weren't in the pits. So let's go ahead and walk over here, and we're going to talk to a few of the drivers, if that's okay with Kim. Kim, that's okay. We're going to go ahead and talk to Jeremy Salamanca first. Jeremy, running the Refined Oil, that number 28, took the hood off tonight.
It ran the carburetor a little lean, I think. It started getting hot on us, so I just took the hood off, and I ended up finishing.
You won the award also. Refined Oil makes a difference.
Yeah, it seemed to run good. Oil pressure stayed up. Oil temp stayed not too bad.
So the oil works. You guys are running out here you're taking these engines past what any passenger car or any type of car that's out there on the road will ever see, and you're running in these engines, and it's no problem. The oil temperature's there. The pressure's staying up. Any recommendations for running this refined oil in regular cars?
I'd say it's good to go. I don't have any problems with it.
All righty, good to go. What do you think about that? Good to go? You like that?
It's good to go. I love it. Jeremy, I'd just like to thank you on behalf of Waste Management just for the fact that you're out here. You opened up the crack in the late models, and I appreciate it. Kern County appreciates it. Integrated Waste Management Board appreciates it. Thank you.
All righty, folks. We're going to keep the cameras hot. We're going to open up those gates. We're going to walk back here. Is that okay, Time Warner? Can we do that? Did Kim say it's okay? Okay, we're going to walk back here, and we're going to go try to talk to a few of these guys. Kevin Vernon, for one, and also Jimmy Watkins. So we're going to walk on back here and try to find out a little bit about what exactly went on in those cars. Kevin around? No? Come here. I'm going to talk to Kevin Vernon. Kevin Vernon in the Ted Davidson Equipment Rentals Chevrolet Monte Carlo. The car, you were running some different tires tonight, but you had a great finish tonight in that number 19.
Yeah, for using old tires, we finished pretty good. The car was real loose. We're just happy to get fourth and finish. Finally, after all them yellows, I'm burning up and dehydrated.
How much weight do you lose under this heat?
I don't know. I don't get on the scales. I'm scared.
All righty, I know what you're talking about. I am probably not as big as you, but no. Okay, we're going to go ahead and head over here real quick and try to talk to Jimmy Watkins. Let's get over here. We're going to talk to Tom Fry. Young man, 1, 2. Tom Fry Sr. That feels good.
It's wonderful. These guys did a great job.
They did a great job. Let's turn around this way so we can hear you a little better. Talk to us a little bit about going 1, 2. I mean, do you root for one or the other car, or you just root for both of them?
I can't answer that right now. No.
Tom Fry, we're not picking him up, but he said, I can't answer that right now. But you know what? A great showing by both of these guys. The cars were hooked up. The Port Cities worked. The motors You can't ask for anything better than this. 1-2, and they qualified great also.
It was a first for us. We've never finished 1-2 before.
Makes you happy, doesn't it?
Very much so.
Let's see a smile. That's it. All righty. Congratulations, Tom Fry. Big trophy there also. Folks, we're going to have to wrap this up. Another great night of racing here at Mesa Marin. We've got racing going on next week, July 18th, folks. If you're watching this at home, come on out. Wrap up the late model. The Fastrip Food Store 75 was won by number 98 in the Community Recycling Western Well Western Hard Hat Chevrolet Monte Carlo by Frank Adamo. We'll be back with racing action next Tuesday night here on Time Warner Cable's Channel 52 CNNSI. I'm Paul Pavlovich, and we bid you a safe good night.